late 19th century. The African continent was the subject of a struggle between European powers, each seeking to expand their empires and claim their territories. Amidst this rapacious acquisition, one nation stood defiant: Ethiopia. This story is not one of victimhood, but of calculated resistance and a military victory over a major European colonial power at the Battle of Adwa in 1896. Ethiopia, a kingdom with ancient roots stretching back millennia. At the time of the European partition of Africa, it maintained a powerful central authority under Emperor Menelik II. Unlike many of its neighbors, Ethiopia had a rich history of politics, a standing army, and the means to protect itself. Menelik was a shrewd leader. He understood that maintaining his nation's sovereignty would require diplomacy and military preparedness. Menelik recognized the imminent threat from Italy. The Italian colonial presence in neighboring Eritrea was a clear indication of their ambitions. They desired to expand into Ethiopia, believing that its conquest would be an easy task. Menelik, anticipating this aggression, spent considerable time acquiring modern firearms from various European traders and developing a national defense strategy. These actions were not simply reactive, but rather part of a larger plan to maintain Ethiopia's independence. He negotiated with the Italians, carefully crafting treaties that would be interpreted differently by each side. This allowed Menelik to buy time and build up his army. Italy, under Prime Minister Crispi, pressed its ambitions by interpreting the Treaty of Ucciali as granting a protectorate over Ethiopia, a clause that the Ethiopians disputed. The Italian forces began their advance, confident of their military superiority. They underestimated the size, discipline, and capabilities of the Ethiopian army. Menelik, upon learning of the Italian advance, issued a call to arms. He mobilized his forces from every corner of his empire. What he produced was an impressive and well-equipped army of over 100,000 men. The Battle of Adwa took place on March 1, 1896. The terrain around Adwa was mountainous and difficult, which benefited the Ethiopian forces. The overconfident and divided Italian army was caught off guard by the strength and coordination of the Ethiopian attack. The battle was a decisive defeat. The Ethiopian forces overwhelmed the Italians, who suffered devastating losses. The Ethiopian victory was the result of a multi-pronged offensive using combined arms tactics, which the Italian leadership did not recognize. The Italian commander, General Baratieri, was forced to retreat with what was left of his army. Adwa was not just a military victory, it was a major political victory. It established Ethiopia as an independent and sovereign nation. The defeat of the Italians shocked the European powers and boosted the morale of other African populations resisting colonial rule. News of the victory reverberated around the world. For Ethiopians, it became a symbol of national pride and strength. The Battle of Adwa stands out as a significant historical event. It demonstrated that resistance to colonial power could be successful with strategic planning, unity, and a strong national identity. It remains a powerful illustration of how a determined people could thwart an aggressor and preserve their independence. The effects of this victory can still be felt today.